And knowing what I know now, I am the perfect husband. There's no question in my mind.
I believe.
But she says, my only complaint that you have about you is I have nothing to complain about. I feel like
She's lonely.
I need to complain about something. Anyway, so we do one of our techniques, which is if you have nothing to complain about me, complain about other things. See, you can get that complaint out. And so if she's talking to me about other things, then she's not trying to change me. She's not using negativity to change me. But what she's doing is expressing herself to be heard, because that is a very important need that women have, is if there's discontent, somebody has to hear me. That's why we have this business of coaching and counseling, just talking about what's inside, particularly for women. When you feel heard and understood, then you feel I'm not alone, so I'm safe.
Yes.
Okay, you have to imagine that there's, this is where our brain developed over 1,000,000 years in a survival mode. We were in a survival world, dangerous world. There were no police, there were no armies. There was, you're out in the jungle and you got a bunch of huts around, and that's your little village. And then you're out getting some water from the river late at night for your baby or something, and you see a tiger in the jungle. Well, what are you going to do? You're going to go run and tell somebody. Imagine you can't tell anybody. You feel huge pressure, not just for yourself, but for everybody else. You feel guilty if I don't do something. This is what women will feel, is guilt. Oh, I should do something. It's all up to me. It's all up to me. That's a major stressor. And that's what causes the chronic stress in women, that causes their adrenals to burn out, which is causing the menopausal problems, which inhibits over time their ability to love. Okay, the ability to love means the ability to not be judgmental, to see the potential of something, to see what's good, because your brain will always see the negative. Women are designed to see what's wrong. Okay, men are not. Men are designed to see what's the most efficient way to get rid of what's negative. Okay, our brains just go that way. Whereas women's brains, we have something called the efficiency hormone, which means never do anything you don't have to do. So that's just who we are. We're just not motivated unless it's the most important thing and we have to do it.
Yeah.
That's
why there are socks on the floor and dishes everywhere. You don't have to do it. It's not urgent. And women complain.
It's like, I'll wait till tomorrow. We're like mañana. Why do it now? I'd rather take a rest, because that's his imperative. Is he lives. The reason men have this thing, never do it unless you have to do it, is that we have less energy than women. What we have is muscle energy. If we compare the muscle energy in my body to the fat energy, every man's born with at least 25% more muscle mass, more muscle cells than a woman. Now, that muscle energy is like a sprinter who runs out really quickly. If I'm burning fat, and the only way you can burn fat is to feel safe. If you don't feel safe, you can't burn fat. That's why the imperative is always for women to feel safe. Men feeling danger gives them their muscle energy. Danger kicks up testosterone, their muscle energy comes into play, but it runs out real fast. Okay, so this is how men are. They work real hard, and then they got to rest. And whereas women, if they work really hard, then they have to rest. That's their male side. But their female side, if they were relaxed and didn't have to work really hard, you have to work, you have to do things, but it's primarily doing things you get to do, you love to do, you like to do, and some things you have to do. But when your whole life is about what I have to do, you're burning stress all the time. And that's where you have to shift that gear into, and what I get to do, what I don't have, and also what I don't have to do. That's the most important